Good morning, my friend.
Good morning.
Welcome back to Hometown Living.
Yes. How are you?
All right, I'm good. So, but what is imposter syndrome?
Okay, so I want you to put this mask on.
All right.
So imposter syndrome, okay, is like you wearing a mask and you appear very confident.
Right, because you can't see my face.
Because you can't see your face.
Yes.
Right? So you can do a lot of hiding with that.
I can.
But deep down inside, you're feeling incompetent, unsuccessful, just very insecure about yourself. And so you are constantly, when you have imposter syndrome, you're constantly thinking and worried about people are going to actually see your real self.
And ask me to take my mask off.
Yep, take it off. They're gonna see the real you. So I remember, you know, when COVID happened.
Yes.
And a lot of us can put that on, and we didn't have to put makeup on. We didn't have to put anything. We didn't have to cover up these areas, and we were okay with it because you couldn't see it. And we were worried, like, if I got to take that mask down, then I better make sure I have my lipstick on. I better be that is what imposter syndrome is like. You're hiding something inside. That's really not true, though. Because you're thinking, I'm unsuccessful. You have this fear, constant fear
Yes.
of something that you want, that people are going to find out about you. And so that's the first part about it. It's not a technical, like, official diagnosable thing, okay?
Okay.
But a lot of the fear go hand in hand with anxiety, and it also affects your personality. And so it could be some things that's dealing with that.
So talk to me more about that.
So basically, it's really common in, like, very highly successful people, okay? Or someone that's very popular, like yourself.
I wouldn't go that far.
Well, you are pretty popular, Kim.
Well, thank you.
And you did exactly what people do, which is why I said that.
Yeah.
Minimization.
Yes.
You're constantly minimizing your success, when in reality, you actually are someone big in our community. But when you have imposter syndrome, not saying that you have it, but when you
no, I do.
when you have imposter syndrome, you're constantly minimizing who you are, when in reality, you're great. You have a whole bunch of evidence to support why you should see yourself as being great. So tell me some of the reasons why people should see you as being great. Yep, I'm putting you on the spot.
Oh,
Sorry.
goodness. Well, I hope my son looks at me as a good son. I hope my fiance looks at me as a good partner. I feel I'm a good business leader, community ambassador. I think I do a pretty good job here. I hope that my sisters would say I'm a good sister, and that my mom would think I'm a good daughter.
Okay, but what do we really see? What do we really see?
What do you really see?
Yeah, what does that mask cover up for you?
You see me doing exactly what you said, minimizing myself. I said I'm a pretty good. I didn't say I'm a great sister. I didn't say I'm a great mom. I didn't say I'm a great business leader.
Yes.
I didn't say I'm a great host on the show.
Yeah.
I said I'm pretty good.
So you're downplaying.
Absolutely.
Always.
Absolutely.
Always. Another thing is self-doubt.
Yes.
That you are incompetent. That you
Yeah.
have not worked your way up to get to where you are. You're
Yes.
constantly doubting yourself, and that is the imposter in you.
Yes.
Woo! Imposter, imposter, imposter. It's literally like someone is imposing on you.
Yes.
But it's you. It's yourself, your thoughts,
Yes.
your fears. And a lot of people who have imposter syndrome constantly struggle with, I'm a fraud. They say that. They literally walk around feeling like, I'm a fraud, but you're not.
So how do you get out of that?
You can take that, yeah.
How do you get out of that bad self-talk? How do you switch the script in your mind? Because my whole thing is like egotistical.
Yeah.
Right. So
you don't want to look that way.
Yeah. Right. You don't want to look like, that I'm this grandiose individual. Right. I like to stay humble. So how is it that you flip that script in your mind that you are like, yeah, I'm really good at that, without sounding cocky?
Cocky, right. Well, to a certain extent, confidence has a certain level of cockiness.
Okay.
And I wouldn't call it cocky, I would call it confident. You are confident in who you are. So if I asked you, Kim, what do you like to do? Like, what do people know you as?
Well, somebody that makes people beautiful.
Okay. So you see how easy it was for you to say what other people know you as,
Yes.
and not what you know yourself as?
Correct.
That's a good way to ask yourself. Say, what do people know me as? that changes the thought, and it reflects like, okay, well, people really do know me as someone that makes people beautiful.
Yes.
And so, see how you're like, now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
you should
even as
feel
a friend,
good.
I mean, I feel like, you to say that, like, people would know me as a good friend, somebody that they can rely on, somebody that they could, really count on, I think, too.
So why do people know you as someone that they can rely on?
Because I've proven over and over again that you can.
Why?
Because I always show up.
You always show up.
I don't say no.
Okay, we got to work on that. Because that doesn't mean you're not relying if you say
That's
no.
true. That's true. That's true.
But you heard yourself.
Yes.
Challenging the thought of, why wouldn't someone think that I'm not a reliable friend? I'm not
Yes.
a good friend.
Yes.
Why wouldn't people think that I help them to get and become pretty?
Yes.
I'm that person.
Yes.
It's okay for you to have that and to acknowledge that about yourself.
And to own it.
And to own it.
I think with imposter syndrome, I don't own it.
Yeah.
And I think that there are a lot of people that are probably like that too. You just don't own it.
Yeah.
You don't accept it, you don't own it.
Yeah. So something that I have to do sometimes is I take a minute and I talk about me. And it's hard.
It is hard.
But I sit and I take a minute and I talk about me.
Do you talk it out loud?
I say, girl, you are the bomb.
I love that.
You did this, that, and the other today. You kicked butt in therapy. You did the, I take a minute, just 1 minute a day, and tell myself why I was great that day.
I love that.
And that's something you can do to help with
Well,
that.
and I think our audience should do that too. We're going to challenge you just to take 1 minute today to tell everybody how great you are, to tell yourself.
Tell yourself.
Yeah. More hometown living after the break.